Hey D, so I just rewatched your video again. I've been radio silent. I think I'm coming down with a cold or the flu already. Something has gotten a hold of me. I'm hoping it's allergies with right now we're finally getting a storm coming through and the first time since June. So yay on that, but it's killing my throat now. Um, so hopefully no sickness, hopefully just allergies. I need to not take off and get behind on work and get behind on school. Goals here. That's my goal here. Stay well. Anyways, so um, I think you kind of really got what I was saying about, excuse me, um, talking about these things and finding the right words. It's very, very hard because you want to say, like, your perspective on things, but in a way that's not offensive because you're not trying to be offensive. Um, but I definitely lack the eloquence in that. But you talked about the stories, and I think that that's hearing people's stories, and I think that that's how I have really felt. I think that's the reason why hearing people's stories and hearing about their life is why I like learning about cultures. I grew up. My grandmother, technically my great grandmother, she was in the Order of the Eastern Star, Daughters of the Republic of Texas, and so I grew up learning a lot about my history, and plus she was born in 1917, so she really went through everything in the 1900s. Literally, I mean everything aside. She was born at the end of World War One, so she really missed World War One and Titanic and the earlier part of the 1900s, 1910s, but she really did go through it all. So I think starting with her, she really kind of instilled that learning about our history and learning from where we're from and learning about my own family history and where we come from on her side of the family. Just really, I think that's really what jump started my curiosity for other cultures and wanting to go and explore and discover. And a part of me feels like I kind of got into the wrong profession at first in college, going into sports medicine, and then not wanting to do that anymore. And then, sorry, I'm not crying. I swear it's allergies. But honestly, I think something with maybe archaeology or something would have fit a whole lot better. But that's a whole other story. But I think the stories are what really make us understanding of everybody else. We're not just stuck in what we've been told and what we've been taught our entire lives. By hearing other people's stories and really getting out there, you realize that there's this whole other realm. Like you talked about, it's a big world, but it's kind of small. Like once you start hearing those stories and learning about people, you understand really kind of how small the world is and how even though our experiences are so different, we're really all very similar. And I think if we could all put aside our prejudices, if I said that word right, and our own biases, like we would all see that really we are, I mean, our experiences make us unique, but really we're all very much the same. And I think that's something I took away. I don't know if a lot of people believe that, but that is something that I gathered in that multicultural counseling class, the first one that we took. Like, even though all of these cultures are so very different and their experiences are what make them so different, like there's a lot of congruency between them, lack of a better word. And so I like that you brought that up about, hearing people's stories and understanding them, because I think that's really what makes us put aside our differences and put aside our biases. It's just really getting out there and learning from people. And so I think that's really what I want to gain from traveling. So we will see on that. But yes, tell me everything. I don't think international teaching would be the direction we go. My husband would be very much against that because I could barely get him to, I mean, we haven't traveled together on airlines. He doesn't like to fly, but he's barely he had to make himself travel to Pennsylvania a couple of times. He works in the oil field, and he had to do a couple of things to kind of calm his nerves. And then they had another one in Ohio, and they're like, we'll fly you out. But he was like, no, I'm just going to take my truck and my trailer, and, I'll take all the tools, and I will drive the entire way. So, but I think the travel would be more just, temporary, just getting out there and going and discovering and exposing my little one to other places. So, but thank you for any suggestions that you give me. So, I will talk to you later.